Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of all of us, welcome to America's favorite answer and question game, Jeopardy! You know how we play it. We provide the categories and the answers, and then it's up to our contestants to give us the right questions. Let's introduce our contestants for tonight's show.
Willy Wonka, Mossy Manny Faye, and Flossie Fannie Mae.
Today's theme of our show will be American government. Each category will have different questions regarding how our government runs, and the grand prize will be an A in your government class.
Woo! Yeah!
And our first contestant of today's game will be Willy Wonka. What category will you pick today, Willy?
Federalism, 200.
A way of organizing a nation so that two or more levels of government have formal authority over the same area and people.
What is federalism?
Correct! Her policies suck. She's such a horrible politician.
Stop, you can't say that. You're gonna get arrested.
Hey, under the First Amendment, she is protected to speak her mind freely.
Jeopardy! I am your host, Alex Trebek. Last time we ended off on Willy gaining 200 points from the first question, and it's his turn to go again.
Political parties, 500.
Explain the three heads of a political party.
What is party and electoral? Party as an organization, and the party and government.
From the rugged mountains to the rolling plains, from the bustling cities to the quiet countryside, the spirit of America runs deep. A spirit forged in freedom, a spirit that knows no bounds. But the freedom comes with the responsibility to protect what we hold dear, to defend our families, our communities, our way of life. The Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's the right to defend our freedom with the power of the people, by the people, for the people. The Second Amendment, freedom's fury.
Sorry for the quick commercial break, folks. Flossie got a little bit excited with her Second Amendment right. Anyway, Flossie has gained 500 points, and now it's her turn to go again.
Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to scare you. I'll take political parties for 300 points.
The Depression of the 1930s gave rise to what is called...
What is the New Deal Coalition?
Correct. Flossie has gained 300 points. Flossie, it's your turn to go again.
I'll take rights to the Constitution for 400.
This amendment protects you from having soldiers quartered in your home without your consent.
What is the Third Amendment?
Correct. The Third Amendment is all about your right to privacy.
The Third Amendment is all about your right to privacy and the safety in your own home. It's a reminder that our freedoms are precious and we must protect them. Imagine if someone could just walk into your home without your permission. Imagine if you couldn't feel safe and secure in your own space. The Third Amendment helps prevent that. Learn more about your rights. Share this information with your friends and family. Together, we can ensure that our freedoms are never taken for granted.
It's a reminder that our freedoms are precious, and we must protect them.
This is the police. You look very suspicious. I'm gonna search your house.
No. The Fourth Amendment protects me from unreasonable searches and seizures. I need a warrant.
Dang it.
The Supreme Court ruled individuals could sue government officials under Section 1983 of the Civil Rights Act if their constitutional rights were violated. It was a win for accountability and a victory for every citizen's right to stand up against unlawful power. In Monroe versus Pape, the court established that even the government must answer when it violates your rights. it's not just about law enforcement, it's about making sure everyone is held to the law. Monroe versus Pape, a reminder that in America, everyone deserves protection under the law. No one is above it. When your rights are violated, you have the power to fight back. Monroe versus Pape showed us that justice starts with accountability.
Welcome back to Jeopardy! Willie is in the lead with 600 points, Flossie's in second place with 500 points, and the last and trashiest is Mossy with 300 points. Willie, you're up.
Voting in elections, 100.
This is the magic number a candidate needs to reach to win the Electoral College and the presidency.
What is 55?
Wrong.
What is 270? Rights to the Constitution for 200.
What in the Constitution protects individuals by preventing the government from abusing its prosecutorial powers?
What is the Fifth Amendment?
Correct!
Were you seen chowing on dog food on April 15th?
I'll plead the fifth. I don't have to answer that.
We are here to decide the fate of Wanda v. the people. Wanda has been accused of chowing on dog food in public on the dirty ground. Yuck.
I plead not guilty.
Jury, do you have a verdict?
We have found the defendant guilty.
Wanda, you are guilty.
No! And welcome back to Jeopardy! We left off on Mossy's turn.
I choose Intro to Government for 500.
The means of selecting policymakers and or organizing government so that policy represents and responds to the public's preferences.
What is green juice?
Wrong.
What is a democratic republic?
Correct.
Rights in the Constitution for 300.
Written in the 7th Amendment, what is the dollar value that you must exceed to have the right of a jury trial in federal courts with civil cases?
10 buckaroonies?
Wrong.
I know!
One is $20.
Correct.
Rights in the Constitution for 500.
The 8th Amendment protects us from what?
What is cruel and unusual punishment?
Correct.
Stop the show.
Willy Wonka, you're being arrested for mocking the 8th Amendment. You have the right to remain silent.
Well, officer, I think you're right. It's time to enforce the 8th Amendment, even in the world of Jeopardy.
You'll have plenty of time to ponder the 8th Amendment in your cell.
Wait, does that include the stuff I stole from the back?
That was you?
Go.
Well, shucks. Looks like I can include the 7th Amendment, the right to a jury trial in federal courts with civil cases.
Take him away, officer. We're going to cut to a commercial break. Stay tuned, folks.
We all have rights. Freedom of speech, religion, the press. These are just the beginning. But what about the rights that aren't specifically listed? The 9th Amendment is like a safety net, protecting our enumerated rights. Those rights are essential to our freedom, but not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution. It protects our rights to privacy, our right to make our own choices, our right to live our lives with dignity and freedom. The 9th Amendment ensures that our rights are not limited to just those listed in the Bill of Rights. It's a reminder that our freedoms are vast and ever-evolving. The 9th Amendment, protecting our enumerated rights for a more just and free society.
Welcome back, folks, to Jeopardy! We have always had just 2 contestants. Never 3. And Mossy, it's your turn to go.
I pick Rights to the Constitution for 100.
What amendment defines the balance of power between the federal government and the states?
What is the 10th Amendment?
Correct.
Me, a state, is gonna make their own money, called the boondoggle.
Under the 10th Amendment, you do not have the power to coin your own money. That is only for the federal government, since I have superior power.
The young nation needed a strong financial backbone, a way to support its growth and prosperity. The answer? A national bank, a place where businesses could borrow money and invest in the future. But some states, like Maryland, saw this as a threat to their own power. They tried to tax the national bank, hoping to weaken it and control its influence. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court, where the great Chief Justice John Marshall made a landmark decision. He ruled that the national bank was constitutional and the states could not tax the federal government. This victory for the national government was a victory for the whole nation. It paved the way for economic growth and prosperity, ensuring McCulloch versus Maryland, a landmark case that cemented the power of federal government to act for the good of all Americans.
Even with those 100 points, Mossy is still in last place.
Man, I'm done with this.
And that's the game, folks. Thanks for watching Jeopardy.